Well, hello, caregiver. Your health and happiness is of great importance. You are doing a great job. You're doing everything that you can. Just remember, in the midst of it all, take care of you. We're going to talk about balance. We're going to talk about balance. What am I talking about? We got our stool of life, Remember, a stool of life? So you want what? Finding balance, right? On that stool. Where is that? Finding balance. Remember, we said spiritually, and you'll see my videos. I was just in revival, working on the spiritual. The physical, you'll see my videos where I'm out walking, working on the physical. Mental, yes, relaxing the mind, right? In financial, working, but keeping all of these guys in line so that it won't cost us extra funds over here financially. So guys, let's get busy and let's talk about some tips again for finding the balance as caregivers. Let's go. So guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Queen C. Pinkston, the encourager, and make sure that, you just give yourselves a good hand clap because some of you have been, oh my God, responding. You've been responding physically, the ones that when I see you, you've been responding with comments, and I just want to say thank you. What have you been saying? Some of you guys have been saying like, hey, I'm doing something now. I'm taking a short walk. Yeah, I'm doing something now. I'm making an appointment to the doctor for myself. I'm doing something now. I took a moment to just breathe, just relax. I mean, guys, that's what it's about. And I'm so excited for you. Listen, some of you, we've been able to catch you out and give you one of our caregiver cards there, encouraging words. If we see you, we're going to give you one. Okay? Yes. And I thank you for just being so responsive. Some of you have just been so awesome. Shout out to my Spencerport family. We got some caregivers down there, and they've just really been so responsive. Thank you, guys. Even had a couple of husbands say, you know what? I got on that video, and I watched those tips with my wife. That was awesome. I mean, isn't that awesome? Just give a shout out, to those guys down there. Thank you, because that's what it's about. When you are at your best, then you can also take care of them and help keep them at their best. Yes, that's what it's about. Keeping you from being exhausted, keeping you from being burnt out in either one of these of these four areas. You gotta keep a balance. We gotta have the balance, guys. So we're praying and seeking God for the balance. Yes, not one leg shorter than the other. So let's talk about some more tips on how we can do that. And so I just want to say again, thank you, each and every one of you for all that you are doing. I really appreciate you. I care about you. I'm praying for you. Why? Because as you see in my intro video, guys, I was a caregiver for 20 years of my late husband, Ben, and also a caregiver of my late mom. And I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what the disease is, it doesn't matter what the ailment is, doesn't matter if it's amputations, kidney failure, doesn't matter if it's dementia, doesn't matter if it's Alzheimer's, doesn't matter if it's heart disease, doesn't matter what it is. You, as the caregiver, you are pouring, and you might have to pour out for a long time. And they want you to be around. They want you to stay healthy as well. Not just so that you can take care of them, but they want you to be blessed with your health. And that's awesome, right? So that's what this channel is about, guys. Thank you again. I'm telling you, my heart is, I don't know how to explain the feeling that I get when I accepted this challenge from the Lord, just to take a simple card. And it simply just says, thank you. And it doesn't have to be people you know. You're family. Caregivers are family. We have a common thread across the board. It crosses over race. It crosses over creed. It crosses over color. It's around the globe. There is somebody somewhere that is dealing with something, and they have a loved one that is pouring out their strength physically, mentally, physically, and financially to help them get through day by day. And that's you. And that's why it simply said thank you. You might not hear that a lot. Sometimes it's taken for granted. Sometimes you expect it to be there. And that's okay, because you purpose in your heart, you're going to do it no matter what. It's not about you. It's about your loved one. You know, we had a conversation with someone real quick, and we want to get into the tips. And actually, we're almost in there right now. Where we were talking about when a caregiver or nurturer, because caregivers are nurturers by nature, and you go shopping. You ever done this? And you'll find yourself in that quick moment putting something in the cart for everybody except you. Yeah, because you put yourself last, and you're thinking like, oh, I'm good, I'll get mine next time. Let me buy something for the dog. Let me buy something for the cat. Let me buy something for the fish. Let me buy something for mom. Let me buy something for dad. Let me get something for the kids. Let me get something for the husband. Let me just get something for the house. Let me get something for the back, for whatever the case may be, even a car. But when it comes to you, you just find yourself just saying, I'll be okay. I'm going to be all right. I can keep going. I can make it another day. I can do it. And you can. And you will, by God's grace. But he also gives us wisdom. And we want to be wise, because why? Because our bodies are his temple, and we don't want to burn them out. We don't want to wear them down. Because you don't want people saying, oh my, she did all she could and she took care of her family. But now look at her. Now look at him. Now, life and chance happen to us all, time and chance. So just because you're doing all these things that I'm telling you to do, and you're caring for yourself, does not mean that you can't fall to misfortune. Does not mean that I can't fall to misfortune. But what we're saying is we're going to do all we can that we know to do to try not to fall to misfortune. Amen? That's what this is about. You're going to do your best for you as you do your best for them. So let's get into this. Let's get into this, guys. Oh my God. Again, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, guys. You've been doing great. You've been doing great. And I love the comments. Make sure you subscribe. Share this with another caregiver. Share it with another caregiver. Yeah, do that. Do that right now. So you need to hear this video. I just need you to just listen to what she's saying and see if it blesses you. And then say all you need to do for her is, subscribe. It is free. There's no charge. You can just subscribe to it so you can hear more of these, and hit the like button, hit that little thumbs up button. And then you get really, really busy and leave a comment and say, wow, that blessed me. Wow, I hear what you're saying. Wow, I'm going to use one of those tips. Wow, thank you. Yeah. And then, that's all you got to do. So let's get started in these tips, guys. Let's do it real quickly. Here we go. So here are some tips for caregivers to find balance. Our stool of life. Finding balance. I love my stool. I'm sitting on a stool now. I wish I had a little miniature stool that I could really hold up here and show you guys what I'm saying. I'm going to find one. And guys, leave in a comment. If you know where I can find one, tell me. Because I've already looked at Home Depot. They didn't have one. I looked online. Amazon didn't have one. They only have the larger stools. And I don't know. Maybe I need to go to a toy shop or somewhere. That might be an idea. Maybe I can go where there's kitty, the toys. And there might be one there. That thought just came to me. But anyway, leave a comment if you know where I can find one, guys. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So the first tip, which we always talked about, and we just said it in the midst of it all, do what? Take care of you, of yourself. Okay, so how can we do that? How can we do that? So regular breaks from caregiving is very important. Why? Because again, I need to have a glass of water or something here to show you. Yeah, hold on for 1 second. Let me get this. Okay, guys. So here is this is a organic nature jar that I keep. Bought something, and it has some measuring numbers on the side: 1/4, 1/2, 3/4 full. Okay, but this is just a regular glass with some water in it. Now I'm over my PC, so I got to be careful. But here you are. You are pouring and pouring, giving and giving. I don't care. I'm just pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and giving and pouring. And now guess what? You're at the end of your rope. You're burnt out. You're off balance. There's still a need, but you don't have anything else to give. So what can you do? Well, you got to pour. So as you start pouring, maybe you take a short break before you empty the other side. You see what I'm saying? Like this could be like, an hour? It could be like an afternoon, a week, or it could be like a month, or it could be just 15 minutes, but you took a break before you started what? Pouring again. And you kind of give this a chance to kind of what? Refresh, settle down a little bit. And you still got some over here, but you haven't depleted yourself yet, right? It's not empty. You're like saying, okay, I've given out quite a bit now, so I need to take a break and just a minute, get myself refreshed, right? And then you can come back and maybe pour a little more. You're not empty there. That's what this is about. Finding a way to take care of you so that you can keep pouring and pouring and pouring. So we do that then as one of the ways we just said, simply just by refreshing by taking a short break. Okay? You say, but it's hard. Well, let's talk about it. Maybe one way that we can get some help with that is by asking for help. Asking for help. Remember, I said to you before, in my 20 years, that was kind of like one of the hardest things for me to do. I'm guilty. Even my coworkers tease me sometimes. I think they listen to my tapes. They tease me sometimes when we're at work and we're doing something and they go, well, let me help you. And I go, I got it. And so there's one that I love her. Amanda, I love you. She'll shout out to me. She'll say, I know you got it, but I just want to help you. And then I'll say, okay. Why? Why? Because all of my life I've been what? Independent. I was raised alone and I learned how to manage. I learned how to do things. And even in my married life, there were things that I could not do and my husband understood. So we worked together with that. He found out my makeup and I found out his, and we had a good relationship because we worked together on those things. But the point of it is that, yes, once I did something to my knee. Great example. I did something to my knee. Now, I'm the caregiver. I'm the caregiver, right? And I'm giving care to them, right? But he wasn't incapacitated at that time. Still was up and about, but I was still doing my care. He was still on treatment. So I did something to my knee. Some of you that listen to my tape might remember. I was playing a game and I made a wrong turn with the wrong shoes on a terrazzo floor. Excuse me. And I did something to my knee. And it just felt a bump. So I had to go and get like a temporary cast outside cast brace to put on my knee to give it some support. And I thought that that was the worst thing could ever happen to me. You understand me? Now, God doesn't heal and deliver me from cancer and all kinds of things, but that happened after that. This was prior to this. I've never had a broken bone, never had anything of that sort. So I'm like, okay, now wait, hold on. This is for somebody else now. I done got off my game. Now I still gotta, I'm caring for my mom, I'm caring for my husband, now I done popped my knee. Okay, so I'm guilty, guys. I'm guilty. Someone did give me a stick. I did accept the stick. And I did use it to support myself, to go drive myself to the doctor, to the ER. Because my late husband was doing the barbecuing, and my mom was over with the other members at this church function enjoying herself. So I, in turn, did not want to take them away from that. And no. You keep barbecuing. You keep enjoying. Me and my stick, we're going to go to the emergency room. So I drove myself to the emergency room, got out with my stick, and went inside. Thank God nothing was broken. It was a ligament had gotten popped. We were in good shape. Still walking today. I'm doing fine. If I just don't overexert it, I'm okay. So the doctor said no surgery. He said this is common with women. It happened with women athletes and this type of thing. I said, okay, fine. So then he put this outside brace on my knee. And now I'm going, oh my God, now I can't be going with this thing. And I got to be doing this for them and up and down the stairs, on and on and on. So my husband came in and he said, listen, he said to me, baby, you sit down and let me take care of you. And he said, let me take care of you now. And I thought, oh man, this is not going to be good. This is not easy to do. They need me. They need me. They need me to help them. They need me. He said, no, let me care for you now. And I had to, here we go, guys. I'm skipping because this is down further when I said ask for help. Okay? Caring can be taxing, so try to seek help from friends, family, co-workers, or your community. Others can help with errands, meals, and groceries. Others can help. He can help at this time. He was able to. With the food, he was an excellent cook. He could help with other things around there, right? For me, while I take a moment and let my knee rest. Well, I tried. I'm going to be honest with you, I tried. So now you have to come down here. I'm going to skip one where it says accept help. That was my downfall. Accepting help. So it says here, reach out to your network, access resources, and join support groups. Now that's telling you what you can do to find help, right? But I'm sharing with you an example of me right in my home in having difficulty doing what? Accepting help, because I was the caregiver, not the care receiver, but the caregiver. And now the caregiver has to receive help. I had to accept help. It wasn't from an outsider. It wasn't from anyone coming in doing anything. It was just right there in the home. It was just my husband saying, no. I can do this now. Let me help you. On one cup of coffee today, guys. Sipping on it seems all day. Isn't that something? Can you identify with that? If you listen to this that can identify with that, I want you to leave a comment, please. Or ask a question, please. You got to do that. You know somebody like me out there. I'm sure you do. You might be like me. But that's what was going on. All right. So what we say first, take care of yourself. That's a, back to our stool. That's a mental thing. I just noticed that there's a letter off of my mental. I don't know if you guys can see it on there, but I wrote mental. Forgot my L. There's my L. Yeah, right there. mental. I messed up there. Got it. Okay, so that is a mental thing. Guys, I'm showing a little dark because of the camera and the blocking it out. That is a mental issue that we as caregivers have to deal with. It's like, I don't know. I gotta do more research on that. Some of you guys that are psych majors, maybe I just kind of went through psych and nursing school and kind of made sure I passed the grade. But the point of it is that, is it pride only? It could be pride. Is it pride only? What is that? False guilt? Something is there. Did we misunderstand the scriptures maybe as Christians when we read, it's better to give than to receive? Oh, you ministers out there, you leaders out there, talk back to me on that. Because it can be a problem dealing with caregivers. It can be a problem because you're saying it's better to give than receive. So I must always just give of myself. I must always pour out. I must always pour out. I must always pour out. Always pour out. I must never receive. I must never, because it's better to give than it is to receive. So if I'm receiving, that's not too good. So I must always pour out. I must always pour out. Pour out. Just always pour out. Well, then how and what are you going to do when you're at this stage if you can't ever receive? What's going to happen? Is that the meaning of that scripture? Is that what Jesus meant? You should never refresh. You should never be restored. You should never be refilled, get a fresh your mindset. I don't think so. Because he tells us to meditate on the word. He tells us the secret to having success in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. Right? So yes, Jesus came to serve, not to be served. But yet we are to serve. But we have to be refilled so we can keep serving. If you got a scripture for that, I need it. We got to keep serving. So then we have to keep being filled. We have to keep being refreshed so that we have something to give. You take a minister or pastor that preaches, I'm going to use this as an example, for every Sunday. Can he just continuously preach and preach and preach and preach and preach and never, ever refill, never refresh, never restore, never build up? I don't think so. I can remember, and sometimes I don't tell you the scriptures because I like for you guys to look them up. I can remember after Jesus teaching once, might have been the Sermon on the Mount, he walked down to the lake and got into the boat. And he said to them, "Take me to the other side." He left the crowd and went to the other side. I believe so he could be refreshed. I believe so that he could eat and rest. There's another one where comes to mind. I think it was where he would always work on his spiritual refreshments. How did he do that? That's the spiritual leg. How did he do that? He would teach, he would minister, he would heal, but he would go back and work on this spiritual leg. Now they showed where he walked, he was a carpenter, and where he ate physically, he ate fish, showed that, and yes, he laughed he was joyous, and he taught them to get the money out of the fish's mouth, to pay the taxes, but he spent a lot of time refreshing on this spiritual leg. What was he doing? You say, well, when did Jesus do that? When he would go to the garden and pray. He would go to the garden and pray. He would go and pray to the Father. Yes. And that's the way we can also restore. And we can get ourselves what? Refreshed. We can take a break and we can walk. Take a break, talk to God. You can do all that. You can almost accomplish all four stools, four legs, almost in one outing maybe or something. You can also fellowship with others for a minute. Yeah. All of that is pouring back into you so you can be able to pour out to others. All right, we're almost there. So what are we doing? We're taking care of ourselves. We're going to ask for help. We're going to ask for help, right? So when we feel ourselves overwhelmed, caregiving can be very taxing. We've already talked about that. So try to seek help from friends. If you have a friend, you have a family, you have a coworker, you have a community, you have your church. Others can help with errands, meals, and groceries. Oh my God, I had another girlfriend, I never forget her. I was stretched thin. Janet, again, thank you. I don't know where you are, but if you hear this, Janet Poles, thank you. I was stretched thin. She's not Poles now. I think she's remarried. And she came, I had one family member in one hospital, one family member in the other hospital, and I was still trying to work and get things in order and be able to go back and forth between both, right? She came and she said, give me your laundry. I'm going, oh, what? No. Oh, no. That's against my belief, culture, everything. Let somebody else do my laundry? Nope. No, thank you. She said, give me your dirty laundry. And I kept resisting. She said, if you don't give it to me, I'll go get it. I said, oh my God, I better go get it. And she took it and she did the laundry for me. Oh. Others can help with errands, with meals, with groceries. There's certain things maybe you don't want them to do, that's okay. But give them what you don't mind them doing or helping with. Okay. Delegate task. Delegate task. Delegate tasks and responsibilities to lighten your workload and allow you to focus on tasks that require your expertise. So when she asked to do the laundry now, see, she couldn't go to the hospital and sign the consent for surgery. She couldn't go and make decisions with the doctors for the family members for what I had to do. She couldn't do that part. But she could do the laundry, or she could do the dishes, or she could vacuum the floor, or she could drive me, or she could do so. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Establish boundaries. Setting boundaries can help you maintain a sense of balance. Avoid feelings of anger and disappointment. So we want to keep now. That's dealing with the mental, the one that I left the L off of. That's dealing with the mental now, because we don't want anger and resentment to come in. You say, well, how can that come in when you're caring for somebody you care about, somebody you love? Well, unfortunately, it can. Not from you resenting that person, hopefully not. But you can say, well, there's other people, or maybe there's other family members, or maybe there's other this, or maybe there's other that. Nobody seems to want to offer help but me. Why can't they do something? You understand what I'm trying to say? Before you know it, you can end up getting something bitter. So we bind that spirit right now in the name of Jesus. You're in the position you're in because that's where God placed you. And God knew that you could do what you are able to do. There you go. Whether it's, hate. Okay? So don't allow your mindset. That's why you don't give the devil an opportunity to bring in anger and resentment into your mind. Instead, be grateful. Say, you know what? I'm doing it as unto the Lord. Remember I told you that scripture, whatever you do, think of it in this way. I'm doing it as unto the Lord. Whatsoever I'm doing it as unto the Lord. Not to others, not to this, not even to your loved one. You're blessing them, but you're also knowing that you're working for a higher authority. So your blessings and your rewards are going to come from God. Oh my God, do we have one more? Do we have one more? Do we have one more? What do we have? We're going to create a routine. We're going to create a routine. A schedule can help ensure you to work on time and that your loved ones know what to expect. So you're going to get some type of a routine when they will get their baths, right? When they get their meals, you're going to try to do that. When they get their medication, right? When they have a downtime, maybe playing a bingo game or whatever they can do, right? And when it's bedtime, we want to work on getting a routine, because if you don't have a routine, it's going to mess you all up. Your stool is going to be wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. It's going to be wobbly spiritually, physically, financially, mentally, the whole deal. And then theirs is going to be wobbly because they don't have their rhythm is out. You know what I mean? And you just can't. It's like, what? I had someone talk to me about that. And I'm praying for you, Cousin Annie. I pray that you got yourself a routine. You and I talked about that, the importance of getting a routine. I'm praying for you that you took that to heart and you're getting a routine, because you won't be able to sleep. If they're staying up all night and you're being up all night with them, and then you're tired during the day and you got to do all the things that you need to do during the day, and they're trying to sleep during the day, and it's a mess. And before you know it, guys, you're going to be empty. And before you know it, you're going to end up getting a little bit bitter, a little bit angry. You don't want that to set in. You're headed for burnout. And you say, no, I'm going to refresh. I'm going to refill. I'm going to get a routine. We're going to get some type of a system set up here. All right? That's what professionals do. How do you think we do all the things we do? How do you think how do you think me as a professional can care for 8 people? How can I do that? I have to care for 4 at a time. Each one of them have needs. We have to have a routine. We got a schedule. Things have to be documented. Now, sometimes you have to adjust that a little bit, but at least you got a guideline to know what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it, okay? When you're supposed to be doing it, where you're supposed to be doing it. Yes. And most of all, why? Right? That's important. Everybody might not understand it. They're going like, well, I don't know, just do this now and just do this there. Remember I told you one time the story about, my late husband accused me. He says, you got this schedule here and I can't live like you go by this schedule. And I was running a business. And I tried myself. I said, you know what? I think I can do without it, because I've been having this appointment book scheduled since I was in college. I had to schedule my classes, what time to be there, where to be, and I have all that, right? So I said, I can do without it. So I put it down one time. And I was out shopping and I ran into a customer. And the customer asked me, he said, do you have this date open? I'd like to come for a class. And I thought, let me see. Yep, I think so. I believe that time is open. Yeah, let me go ahead and put you in. I didn't have my planner. When I got home, I said, oh my God, I've double booked. So I ended up having 2 people come at once. So I had to work it out and I had to adjust it and I got it done. And I said, and I apologized to them. And I said, I will never, ever do that again. I will never try to go and do things outside of my routine, out of my planner. That worked for him, but it didn't work for me. So you have to find what works for you. And if you're caring for somebody and you know you need to sleep, you know you need to eat, you know you got to have personal time just to take a bath, you know you got to do these things, you know you got to get gas in the car, you know you got to do whatever got to be done. But they don't know so much so now because their main concern is their ailment. When you're sick, when you're dealing with some type of a physical challenge, it's your ailment. When you got a toothache, I don't think too much else matters to you what's going on right now except that toothache. Boy, this toothache. I hear some people talk about headaches. Some people at work. One of my girlfriends, she'll say, I had a headache all day long. I have a niece and a nephew, in-law, that suffer sometimes from migraine headaches. And they say, oh, when that thing is going, I just know. All I can do is just, I need to get out of the light. I need to do this. I need to do that. You know, I need to just do something to function. Right? So they're not, it's not that they don't care about you. It's that they, right now, their first priority is their condition, what they're dealing with. You, in turn, gotta have a balance to deal with their condition in how you care for them and their condition, as well as care for you. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Okay, so now we said, take care of yourself, number one. Ask for help. We said, delegate tasks. Delegate. We said, I don't know if we said establish boundaries. Setting boundaries can help you maintain a sense of balance and avoid feelings of anger and disappointment. Setting boundaries. How can you set boundaries? There are just some things I cannot do. There are just some places I cannot go. Just some things I can't say. Some things I just can't and won't eat. You have to choose what's best for you, but you have to set boundaries. Know how far you can go with something. No, that's out of my lane. That's too much for me. I need to stay over here. But you can. Come on, you can do it. No, that's not for me. That's not. Thank you. You go ahead. I'm good right here. Whatever it is in your life. Because when the rubber meets the road, you're the one that have to deal with the circumstances, no matter what it is. You're the one that would have to pay the cost, whatever it is, when it's pertaining to you. So you must set boundaries. Wow. So we said create a routine, prioritize, make a list of your daily obligations, and let less important tasks go. There's a saying that we have, keep the main thing the main thing. This gotta be done. That can wait. This has to be done now. That can be done, but a little later. This has to be done. That can wait. Prioritize. Okay, and last but not least, guys, professional respite. Respite care can help caregivers recover from the stresses of caregiving and take care of other important aspects in their lives. Professional respite care. These are people that will come in and give you a break. That's the bottom line to it all. Guys, you've been awesome. You've been awesome. You've been awesome. I'm telling you, I appreciate you so much in all that you're doing. Just make sure that we don't forget in gigantic letters. And you say, well, you keep repeating it, but it's so important. So important. Ask for help. Give yourself a break. Practice acceptance. Take care of your health. Join a support group. And subscribe. And share this video with a friend. I'm going to see you right here in our next video.